What is going on, guys? Diamond Flame 2 coming back at you with a brand new video. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over probably one of the best, if not the best, Phoenix races. Well, the best Phoenix race in my memory. I'm sure there was other ones in the 90s or whatever. But to my memory, this is the best Phoenix race we've had. So let's talk about it. So starting off, we find out that the 19, early on in the week, we found out the 19 is going to be going to a backup car. Or not a backup car. He's going to be going to the back due to an engine change. We found that out. And so he starts in the back. This is the second week in the row that he's had to start in the back. Last week, I think it was because he had unapproved body modifications and abusing the team policy. So this week he starts in the back due to an engine change. So that ended up happening. So we take the green. We seen in the Xfinity race the PJ1 come into play, because I actually watched the Xfinity race because it was actually kind of interesting. Which, not to mention, Toyota gets his 500th win in NASCAR with Brandon Jones. But as we've seen in the Xfinity race with the PJ1, which, if you're unfamiliar with the PJ1 is a sticky substance on the track. That the PJ1 is that sticky substance on the track, as Joey Logano likes to call it, the awesome sauce. You hear a lot of different guys calling it different things. You hear the sticky stuff, you hear the PJ1, you hear the compound. You hear a lot of different things for this PJ1. What the PJ1 is it's a substance that they apply to the racetrack. They use it at Bristol. They've recently started using it at other tracks as well, besides Bristol. They would use Bristol so you could at Bristol so you could run the top and the bottom lane. So it made the track more racy. And speaking of more racy, we did get the new package for the short tracks, which for some reason Phoenix counts as a short track. And that was in play. This was the first time we've ever seen this package come into play. And it was really good. The whole race, there was somebody battling. And just like normal, Ricky Stenhouse and Denny Hamlin get into shit. So first off, it was the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Who brought out the first caution of the day because Ricky can't drive a car. He backed up into the wall like an idiot, and Ricky can't drive a car. So yeah, that's what we can take from that one. Everybody pits, blah blah blah. And at this point, Chase is really looking strong. Like, Chase really has a strong car. Harvick has a strong car, and it's really just Chase and Harvick. Those are the only two guys that are battling. And when we got into lap traffic, we seen Harvick really had the better car than Chase, and Chase really couldn't get anything going when there was other cars around him and he was in the dirty air. When he was in clean air or just battling for the lead, he was really good when he had options for the clean air. But once he got into a lot of dirty air, he just couldn't race. His car wasn't there. So then moving on, we have the 11. The 11 being the idiot Denny Hamlin is, and thinking there's room when there's not wanting to race somebody for a win or save his car because it's early on. It's still in stage 1, says on lap 64, and decides to take out Blaney. What happened was Hamlin just kind of got to the inside of Blaney, and there was no room for him. And he just pushed him up the track a little bit, got to the inside of him, and then just turned, and he just came up the track, and just took out, he damaged the 2, which the 2 was able to recover from. He damaged himself, which he wasn't able to recover from, and took your points leader going into this week, Blaney, out of the race. And then coming to stage 1 finale, it's going to be between the 4 and the 9, and the 4 is going to get the stage win. So that's going to be 1 extra playoff point for Kevin Harvick. as we head into the playoffs, which is still 32 weeks or not 32 weeks away, 22 weeks away, I think. So we start stage 1, and it's just the restarts are just crazy. Everybody spreads out, fans out. They were 7-8 wide at one point, which is going to be interesting to think about if we go on later into the season, what Pocono is going to be like when they have that reverse gridding for the second race of their doubleheader the next day, when you have the slow cars in the front and the fast cars in the back, how wide they'll get spread out. But like I said, stage 2 was really, there was nothing. It was just, like I said, the 9 and the 4 battling for the lead. And then freaking Austin Dillon, another guy that can't drive a freaking car and shouldn't even be in the sport, and he's only there because his grandfather owns a team, and backs right into the wall. Just makes himself look like an absolute idiot. So that brings out the caution. And then back to the 9 and the 4. But then, like I said before in the beginning of this, Chase wasn't good in traffic. Chase was not at all good at traffic. And then what happens every week, it seems to be a new way he has bad luck and gets him out of a win. Has a loose left front tire and caused a vibration. He had to pit, and which cost him the race. That's what cost him the race. He just couldn't recover because, like I said, he was so bad in lap traffic. So that happened, and then Brad Keselowski, after wrecking, comes around to win stage 2. And then it's just strategy calls. We're going into stage 3. We're setting ourselves up for the end of the race. And not Daniel Hemrick. Jesus, that's last year. Tyler Reddick. He surprised me a lot this race. He really did. Tyler Reddick was up in the top 10 most of the day, and he was just running really, really strong. And I wish he had a better result than he did. He did end up wrecking out in the end, but he was really, really running strong up to this point. He was up top 5, top 10 all day. He really was showing that he's there to stay. And Chase gets back up into the top 10, but it's too late. And then Quinn Hoff blows the engine, or blows the tire or something, and just nails the wall, and he's out. And then Truex gets up there from battling back, and I was like, wow, Truex is going to have a good day. This is going to be the first race he's actually going to finish in the top 10 for. But then the 95 wrecks and hits the turn wall. It's the turn, which didn't bring out a caution. The 20 scrapes the wall. A lot of guys were hitting the wall. But the 19 was good, and then the 20, after scraping the wall, blows a tire. And then they restart, and what nobody wanted to happen because he was having such a good run, Daniel Hemrick gets taken out of the race. It was just racing. He kind of got hit, and it just kind of shot him up into the wall, cut his tire a little bit. And that ended his race. Unfortunately, he had a really good run. And then Chris Buescher wrecks. Jesus, my hair. But Chris Buescher wrecks. And then it's a restart. And soy boy Eric Amarola sends it into turn 1 and completely takes out Martin Truex Jr. And Martin Truex Jr. is done. Completely took him out. Like, he didn't even lift. So the 19 pits, repairs, blah, blah, blah. And then, according to the timeline here, there's going to be a glare. I don't know if it'll pick it up. But the 614th spins at the start-finish line and avoids hitting anything. Made contact with the 41 and checked up and was turned by the 24. I don't know who the 614th is. I don't recall anybody being wrecked by Byron either that race. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for that one. Oh, that was at the end. Who was it? Who was the one that brought out that late race caution? Oh, Chastain. Chastain blows up. That's what it was. Chastain blew up. And then the restart. First overtime attempt. 22 leads a 4 in and just goes. The 22 wins the race. Harvick said in the post race he had the better car. It's just the 22 had this lane and the advantage with that. And some quick news getting on into this. After this, we'll go to the before we do that, we'll actually go into the finishing order. So stage 1, Kevin Harvick wins, Chase Elliott 2nd, Joey Logano 3rd, Matt DiBenedetto 4th, Kyle Busch 5th. And then in stage 2, it was Brad Keselowski 1st, Kevin Harvick 2nd, Martin Truex Jr. 3rd, Tyler Reddick 4th, Kyle Busch 5th. And then getting on into the race here, first we had Joey Logano, then Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Clint Bowyer, Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, Cole Custer, William Byron, Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson, Matt DiBenedetto, Alex Bowman. Running out the top 15, we had Ty Dillon. 16th, we had Michael McDowell. 17th, Buescher. 18th, Priest. Bubba, Hamlin in 20th. Suarez, Stenhouse in 22nd. I don't know how he was still running. He wrecked twice. Chastain 23rd. Bell, Nemechek, Yaley, LaJoy, Jones, Gase, Sorensen, and rounding out the top 30. Poole, Truex, Reddick, Hoff, Smithley, Dillon, Blaney, Hill. That was your results. It sucks to see the 66 have a bad day like that, because we in the Daytona field, everybody remembers back there, they were going in there worried about shutting down that team, and if they didn't qualify for that 500, then they would have had to shut down the team. And they came out and they really had a strong run until Joey Logano struck. But other than that, they really were running well. And it sucks to see them have that problem, because more than likely this is going to be it for the team. Especially considering it was his engine, and engine ain't cheap. But yeah, moving on into some other things. Ryan Newman was at the track for the first time today, since that horrific crash at Daytona. And Roush Fenway said no public or no media can interview him due to the fact that they don't want him feeling pressure to answer anything he doesn't want to by the media. And then we go to our testing that we had. William Byron was testing the car this week, and Chad Knaus, being the genius he is, was testing. He wasn't using this just to get data from the car to see how long the car would run, how the car handles. He was using it to get setup data for next year. And while doing that, they were seeing how much they could get away with the camber. Well, the tire blew up, and since they're going to a single lug nut with no inner liner, there was no inner liner to save that car and protect that car. Bang, into the wall goes Byron. Byron was okay. There's been no pictures released. They said they had to take the car was totaled, and they had to take it to they have to take it back to North Carolina to do safety testing on. And even during the I've had my fair share of debates online about the tire, the one lug tire with the alloy rim. I've had my fair share of debates. That was why I haven't opened anything up on here, because I've had a lot of debates, and there's been a lot of back and forth on there. But if you go and look at it and you think about it, they even said it during the broadcast that the 5 lug nuts is when they have those 5 lug nuts on there with the steel or the aluminum thing that they use now, they even said on broadcast that it's stronger than the single lug alloy thing that they're going to use. And I'm thinking, why the hell are they going to use that stuff, as you see a car go by there? But why the hell are they going to use something that they know is going to be weaker? It's just going to cause disaster. It's like, so let's say this big one happens in the tryover, right, where all the fans are spectating, right? Let's say something like Newman's, right? He gets thrown into the wall with that much force, and when he gets hit by Corey LaJoy, one of those tires fly off. It's not going to just stay on the ground. That's going to go. And since Newman could have cleared that catch fence when he got hit, and could have hit the flag stand when he got hit, which is even higher than the catch fence, what's going to stop a tire from getting bounced off a car and going into the fence? And a 70-80 pound tire, at falling down from the sky at probably 200 miles an hour ain't gonna be pretty. So it just confuses me why they would do that. So that's all for me today. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications to join the Flame Nation. Road to 100 as we speak. If you have any comments or questions about anything I mentioned today, or anything you'd want me to touch in the next one, or any questions about racing terms I use, or anything like that, feel free to drop them in the comments below. But yeah, like I said, thanks for watching. And this is Diamond Flame 2. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, y'all. I'm going to try to upload more frequently, too.